Hello, Coactive members and friends. I had a Zoom meeting earlier with Mel, Sophie, Ali, Gemma and Rebecca, and I recorded a bit of them saying hi to you all. Here it is.
Hello!
Hi.
So here we are, we're all stuck at home because of this silly virus. But we are doing our bit to stop the spread. So if you've managed to stay at home and follow that advice, well done. If you're watching this DVD in the evening, then really you might want to. You can watch it through in the evening, but the idea really is it'll give you activities through the day. It's really important that we give ourselves structure. So maybe watch it through if you're watching it in the evening, or otherwise if you just turned it on in the morning, make sure you're up, get washed, get dressed properly, pull back the curtains, let the light in, maybe tidy up your space, and like as though you're getting ready for a Coactive session. So coming up in Coactive's first episode, we have Rebecca, Rach, Arthur and Emma helping us do a warm-up. So make sure you join in. Then we have Gemma will be giving us a vocal warm-up. And then I will be doing some art activity. And then Mel, Adam and Harriet will be in the allotment. And then at the end, we're going to look at some artwork and think about how we can participate in this DVD. So, over to Rebecca and Rach.
Hi, Coactive! Okay, so we're going to get warmed up this morning, guys. So we'll start with our head. Rachel, what could we do with our head to warm our head up?
Side to side.
Okay, go on then. So stretch it to one side. Arthur, do this, please. And then to the other side. Very good. That's it. Lovely. Oh, and we're going to look up, are we? And down to the floor. So how many times should we do that, Rach? Should we do it 3 times?
3.
So let's look to one side. Middle, other side, and again. Middle, other side, and one more time. Middle, other side, and then up, top, and look down, and again, up, and look down, and again, up, and look down. Excellent. Right, Arthur, can you do our shoulders? How can we warm our shoulders up? All right, twisting them round. How many times should we do it each way? Should we do it 5 going back and 5 going forward, Arthur?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? Going back first? Yeah?
Forward. Yeah.
Forward first?
Back.
Back. Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then rolling forward. Off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fantastic. Right, let's go into our arms then, Rachel. What can we do with our arms?
We could circle them.
And how many times shall we do it with both arms?
3 forward and 3 back.
Okay, we ready? And both arms. 1, 2, 3, and back. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Right, Arthur, what can we do with our hips? Anything for our hips? Side to side. How many times should we do it?
6.
6. Okay, ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. And should we do a little spin round? Should we twist our hips if we can? Go all the way around. Excellent. Right, let's take it down to our legs. What can we do, Rach?
Up and down.
Okay, how many with each leg?
3 on each leg.
Okay, ready? And 1, 2, 3. Other leg. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. And what about our feet, Arthur? Spinning them round. Spin our ankles round if you can do that. Excellent. And the other one? Fantastic. Right, should we do anything else, Rachel, to finish off?
We'll have a rub down a shower.
All right.
I'm taking a shower.
Excellent. Go on then, have a rub. Start to the top of your shoulders, working down each arm. Excellent. Then go onto your chest and onto your tummy and the side and your back. Don't forget your back. Excellent. And down the legs. Amazing. Into your feet. Give yourselves a shake. Go.
Drip drop, drip dry.
Excellent. Fantastic warmth, everyone. Say goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, my lovely coactives. And just a quick message from me this week, just to say hello and welcome to the DVD section. There will be some more stuff from me later on in the series of DVDs we're going to get. I hope you're all doing well. I can't wait to hear all your best and worst from all these weeks. So if you don't mind, start jotting them down or drawing them if you don't feel like you fancy writing it. So draw your favourite thing or draw your least favourite thing, or you can write it down like a diary and we can share them. And the other thing I'd like you to do this week is I'd like you to try and practice at the tip of the tongue, the teeth and the lips. I bought myself a new microphone, look at it. The tip of the tongue, the teeth and the lips. I want you to pick up your hairbrush and be like, the tip of the tongue, the teeth and the lips. I'd also like you to have a good old sing at, all I want is a proper cup of coffee. Your turn. Brewed in a proper copper coffee pot. If I can't have your turn, a proper cup of coffee, then I'll have a cup of tea. Lovely. I hope you sang it well. All I want is a proper cup of coffee, brewed in a proper copper coffee pot. If I can't have a proper cup of coffee, then I'll have a cup of tea. See you next time.
Okay, so are we ready for an art session? What I've provided in the packs, there'll be at least one sheet like that. So it looks like a circle with 3 triangles coming in. And what we're going to do on here, we're going to create a colour wheel. Now, if you're in the art group, I know you'll have done this before, and this is going back to some basics, but we've got some new people joining us, I think, for this video. So we're going to, for this episode, so we're going to go back to the beginning. But it might be good. It might be good for you coactive members to go back to the beginning anyway. So in your packs, you will have 3 colours. Now these are red, yellow and blue. And these are what you call primary colours. So the first thing to do in this is to paint one of your triangles yellow. You're going to paint one of them blue and one of them red. In any order, it doesn't matter what order. So I'm going to start with yellow. Now the other thing to think about is we're going to have to mix some paint, and we've not got any palettes in the packs, so you're going to have to go around your house and find something to use as a palette. Now it could be like a plate, just an ordinary plate, or it could be a tin lid. It could be a piece of cardboard. Although that tends to absorb the water a bit and can go a bit soggy. If you can find something that's like waterproof that wouldn't go soggy like that, or a tin lid or a plastic tray, an old tray, it will wash off. You can scrub it off, especially if a plate, it'll wash off a plate. But if you were getting a tray or a tin lid, you might not end up using that again. You might end up being just using it as a palette from then on. So anyway, I've got a plate. I've created just some paper dibbers. So that I'm to keep my paint clean. So I'm going to start with yellow. I'm just going to put some yellow paint on my plate. I'm taking a small brush. This is my water. For some of you, I've not got for every pack, but some of the packs I've just put this was what the paint came out of. I've just created an old water pot for you. If you haven't got a water pot in your pack, then you can use a cup or a glass or anything. It will wash, but again, you might just want to keep it for that purpose. Don't get it mixed up with your tea. You know, your water pot and your tea, and then I'm drinking my tea. Oh, it's my paint, isn't it? So we're going to start with the yellow. So we're going to paint. Okay. So there you are, we've filled in one segment. Now for the red and the blue. Now after you've done one colour, it's important to wash your brush out because we need to keep the colours true. So I'm going to take out I've got another dibber for my red. It just means I don't have to put the same brush in the different colours. I can just use, I can keep that dibber in each colour, and I'm not getting a bit of red in my yellow and a bit of yellow in my red and muddying the paint. So now I'm going to fill in the red and the blue. Okay. So press pause on your DVD player and have a go. Have a go yourself. We're going to come back again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now I've got my colour wheel with the yellow, red and the blue. Those three colours, they have a special name. They're called primary colours because from just those three colours you can create all the colours of the rainbow. Now the next job is to create our secondary colours, and our secondary colours will go in between, in the sections in between. So the idea is we're going to mix together yellow and red and we're going to paint it in there. We're going to mix together blue and red and we're going to put it in there. We're going to mix together yellow and blue and we're going to put it in there. Now I don't know if you know already what colours you're going to create. I'm going to just start with, I'm just going to do this one in here with the red and the blue. So when you mix colours, it's always best to start with the lighter colour. So the blue is the deeper, heavier colour, and if I start mixing with that, it's harder. You start with the lighter colour, which is the red. I'm just going to add a bit of blue, mix a bit of blue in, and what do we get? We get purple. Can you see that? So I'm going to paint this purple in between, so it's just the red and the blue, so I'm going to put it in between the red and the blue. So I'm going to paint it here. Now what happens when you mix red and blue? It comes out really dark. So I think in order for us to bring out the colour, I'm going to add some white. Oh, I just need to make myself another dibber. I've run out of dibbers. I've called them dibbers, I don't know if that's a proper name. That's the name I...
Oh gosh, just fully dropped my phone.
That's Luena behind, dropping her phone. Thank you, Luena, for filming. So I'm just going to add a bit of white so it brings out the colour, and you'll really see the purple then. Oh, it's gone a bit grey, isn't it? But what we can do as well, what would be really nice to do would be to show a bit of a gradient. I don't know if you know what a gradient is. So a gradient is when you go, so for greys, if you went from light to dark, you go from white through light grey, dark grey to black. But with our gradient, we can do it in the purple, so we can make a reddish purple. A reddish purple over here. So you can see that's quite close to colour. And then on the other side we can make it a bluish purple. Too bluish, maybe, I don't know. So over here we're going towards the blue of the purple. So we can create a gradient. You don't have to create a gradient like this. You can just mix the two colours so that it's like a halfway between purple and paint that in. So there we have. We've got our purple colour from mixing red and blue. Now I suggest that you press the pause button and you do the same thing. Create the purple, and then carry on, and then try and mix yellow and blue and see what you get. Then mix yellow and red and see what you get there. Press pause, and then I'll do a countdown, and then we'll come back to the activities. I'll come back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. So there you go. Clean your brush. So what we find is we've got we mix yellow and blue and we get green, and we mix yellow and red and we got orange. Fantastic! There's our colour wheel. Brilliant. Now beautiful as it is, we need to keep that because we will be referring to that later on. So keep that handy for future art activities because we need to think about that. And also, through doing this, I've created a colour wheel on my paint palette. So what you find now is if I was thinking, oh, I'd quite like a yellowy orange, I can go there. I've got all the colours there that I can just pull on if I'm doing a painting. They've kind of all spread out, and I can pull the white in and make it lighter, or pull the blue in and make it darker. Yeah. Brilliant. Well done. Clean your brush. Now for the next activity. So what I want you to do next is I want us to take notice of edges. So for example, on this table, Luana's just taking a bite of a bacon sandwich so she can't zoom in. Here she comes. So on the edge of the table, we've got the light's shining on the top and it's quite bright. And then on the side, it's quite dark, so we've got a dark, and it's creating an edge along here where the bright one and the dark one meet. It's creating an edge. I want you to go around your house and take notice of edges where something starts and something finishes. First of all, I'm going to take you around my house, and I'm going to take notice of some of the edges around my house. Here, look on the top, it's just catching the light. So that bottom surface is going really shiny through to really dark. I'm loving these edges here because there's different kind of materials. So some of the fabrics are harder, and some of them are softer. And over here we've got the really black speaker and the white corner of the fireplace, which is quite contrasty. Now when you put lights on, it changes everything. So this corner, this is what I love. Things like this make me very happy. So this corner, you see this edge? On the left hand side it is really light because the lamp's on it, and the other side's dark. And we're going to follow it up. And then at some point, the left hand edge goes dark and the right hand edge goes light. Oh, I love that. It's just smashing. That is just... oh. And over here as well, it's creating lovely shadows. Nice, lovely edges. There's some soft edge there on the wall where the light's falling on it, and where the wall's up close, it's quite a hard edge. Just to show you that's what that is. So you can see the contents of a fireplace, and there's a lamp on, and behind me there's a window. This is lovely too. So this is a corner of a sofa. And down here we've got a lovely curvy triangular shape. See those edges? So this here is a door, and this is what you call this edging stuff around the door. You call it coving, and this coving is pretty lovely too. So you've got this round bit, and then more of an angle, and then a straight bit, and then it drops back sharply. So we've got a lovely hard edge here, contrasty edge, and then it's quite hard here as well, but then here it's soft. It just fades around the corner of the coving. That's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, this is Beethoven. Hello, Beethoven. It's a sculpture, little sculpture that Jackie got inherited from her gran. Anyway, I want to show you Beethoven's head. So it's quite a black metal, but it's really catching the shine. And you see where it's against the black speaker, where it's against the black speaker over here. The sculpture's like shining the light, so it's really brighter. And then over here, over this side, it's really dark. So it shifts from between really light and being really dark. And then these edges around the edge of the... oh, my phone keeps buzzing, it's annoying. Is really lovely. Okay, so in this corner we've got a lamp, which again shows different tones and contrasts and different edges. So here the lamp is much lighter than the background, and here it's much darker than the background. So it kind of goes round and it shifts, and all of those edges around that lamp. And then the really black base down here. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Okay, without siren. Okay, here we've got a plant with that's naturally red and green, and my goodness, the red against the green looks really zingy and contrasty. Beautiful, isn't it? There's more of it up here, look. Really strong edges. Okay, now you go around your house and just stretch your legs, look around and look at the different corners of the room and the way the light's coming through, and take notice of all the edges from different objects and different walls. So press pause. Find pause button on your DVD, and we're coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you've been around your house and you've been noticing edges and the way they dissolve, and the way sometimes they're really contrasty and they stand out, and other times they're really faint and you can barely see the difference between the two edges, between the two sides. We're going to create, so we've got a big piece of paper and we're going to create an edge. So I'm going to draw a line down the middle. I'm going to make it wavy just for a bit of fun. You could do a straight line, whatever. You don't even have to do a line, you could just paint the edge, but I'm doing the line because it's going to help us at this stage. I'm taking a big brush. Do you know what my water's getting? My water's really mucky from creating the colour wheel. I'm going to change my water. Be back in a minute. Okay, clean water. Brilliant. So in creating our edge, we're going to paint either side of the line. And in creating the edge, we want the edge to be really contrasting, and then sometimes for it not to be, sometimes for it to be really faint and subtle. And we're going to change that. So what I want you to do to make this happen, I want you to take your colour wheel and I want you to choose opposite colours. They're called complementary colours, I don't know why, because they don't really go together. So for example, opposite colours, so blue is opposite orange. Green is opposite red, yellow is opposite purple. So I want you to pick either yellow and purple, green and red, or blue and orange. Pick two opposite colours. The reason is, when you put these two colours, when you put opposite colours together, they make each other stand out. They make each other zing. So for example, when Constable, who's a famous landscape painter, from way back when he painted lots of green landscapes, he would often put a rider with a red horse right in the middle to make the colours brighter and to make them more zingy. So we're going to play about with an opposite colour. So I'm going to pick orange and blue. So one side I'm going to do orange, and the other side I'm going to do blue. Okay, off we go. So this is my picture. So I've gone a bit fancy because I started doing blue and I went ooh, and then merged it into orange, and then the other side I went orange and merged it into blue. But here's my edge. I'm not very happy with all this green muddy stuff and that, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So here's my edge, and you can see when you've got the orangey colour next to the blue, it really makes it jump, doesn't it? And also what we've got going on is lights and darks. So I've got a light blue next to quite a deep orange, and here we've got quite a dark blue next to a light orange. So what I've done is I've played about with this line, making it jump, and then here making it so that there's no line at all really, it just merges in. And then, so I've played about with the line, making the edge, using different levels of contrast. Now why don't you have a go at doing that? So maybe draw a line down the paper and then paint to the edge using opposite colours, so either yellow and purple, or green and red, or orange and blue. And see how you get on. Have fun. So press pause on your DVD, and I'll see you in a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hope that went well. There's plenty of other paper in your pack. Your paint's out. If you want to do some more painting, you go for it. We can always provide you with some more paper next week. Well done.
Hi Coactive. So one of the jobs me and the kids have to do during this unusual period is to look after chickens. So these are our chickens we are looking after. Let me turn the camera around. You want to say hello? Okay, say hello then.
Hello.
Okay. And these are the chickens.
I want to show me my toys.
This is Daisy and Betty. Oh, hi. Who's this? Oh, this is Betty. She's a bit pecky. They're both a bit pecky, but they're quite friendly. This is Daisy. She's a bit bigger.
What is that she's eating?
She's eating the Brussels. She's eating the Brussels sprout leaves, I believe. So one of the jobs is over this period is that
Not
Adam and Harriet, they come down with me every other day. And what do we do, guys?
Look after the chickens.
And we plant things,
and
yeah?
help Mummy.
Yeah, that's right.
Toys.
Yeah, you brought your toys down, even though it's not a brilliant idea.
There's an apple tree.
Oh, there is an apple tree.
Yeah, that we climb on.
Would you like to show them?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
I'll say it's not autumn yet, so
Yeah, it's not autumn yet, Adam's saying, so there won't be any
It's
apples.
not autumn yet, so the apples have not grown. They're so tiny and it's spring, so it doesn't really grow. It is growing though. I know it is growing. I'll show you a tree. A tree's right over.
It's the pond we're doing at the moment. We're making at the moment. Oh, and these are the apple trees.
Our tree is right over here.
Adam likes to climb this tree.
I want to come on in.
Okay. Oh, bless you.
I'm coming to Allotment. And I shall come up. Up here is the apple tree. So it's not growing yet. It's because it is spring. It is spring.
Well, the blossom's going to come out soon, isn't it, Harriet? The apple blossom.
The apples will go. And there's some new animals that are ducks.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's just talking about the ducks, but we haven't got any ducks. Oh, there is a duck.
Mummy, what are they?
That duck, that's the boy duck, so it's a drake.
What are they called though?
Drake. So being at the allotment is a really relaxing place for me. I find it a peaceful place. It's a place where time kind of stands still a bit, and so I feel really grateful that I can come and be here during this time of isolation. I know quite a lot of you haven't got green spaces you can go to, but I really encourage you to, if you can, go out into a garden, and if you can't do that, just open the window and breathe in some fresh air and keep yourself moving.
Tell you what, Mel, that allotment looks beautiful, and thank you to Mel and Adam and Harriet for that. One way we can share on our DVD is when we produce artwork, or if we create something, we can share that. We can take a photo of it, or maybe when we do future deliveries of DVDs, that you can leave them on the doorstep and we can photograph them for you. So here I have artwork from the last Coactive session that we did. So I'll have a bit of a sharing, even on a first DVD, if that's all right. So let's go for the artwork. Okay, I'm going to turn it around. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Now what happened was, at the last session, we all had the same picture of the side of a face, a hand and a person. And what we did was to, thinking about edges and contrast, we all treated it differently and did different edges and tried to tell a different story. Do 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 do. Hello, Wilbur. That's my cat in the middle of all these pictures. Hello. You can say hello. No, he's too lazy. Do 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 Okay.